You're like many other Chevy owners, you probably have had this problem too. I'm just about at the point where it's going to break off and I'm going to have no door handle to get inside soon. So if you ever question, how do you take this thing off? Well, you order parts off the internet. Usually send you a package like this. This is the whole door handle. This whole thing here is the whole entire door handle mechanism. You're like me, you look at these things, you're like, what the hell are those and how do I take them off? They look like a standard nut. They kind of are. Kind of remind you of the old wagon wheel press-ons. Get your 14mm socket and they just unscrew without any problems. You got one more here, and you also got one more inside the door. So you just take off these two screws here and this one, and that'll get you to the inner linkage. Okay, so I got those two off, the two screws and the upper nut. When you pop it off, that's what you get there. Oop. Of course, my lock for the door holder is busted. So pretty much there's a clip here. You pop this off. This will pop off as soon as you loosen this nut here with the holder. And like I said, there's one more of those twirl nuts there, the quick twirl nuts. And then let's get this off. Okay, so to get this clip off, it kind of locks in here. So you just pop this out and then you just push it over and it'll release the door lever release. Okay, so I've taken off the lock holder. When you pull this out, be very careful. There's two springs underneath the plate here, so do not lose those, otherwise you will be stuck trying to figure out how to get them out. This will just pop out, and then once you're done with that, you probably want to get this screw as well for the molding, because it'll be a lot easier to put in the new handle. These are the two little springs I was talking about. They go underneath this plate here. So make sure that you got that lined up the right way when you put it back in. Okay, so this is what you're left with. Sorry, it's out of focus. There we go. So that's what you're left with. Now when reattaching the handle, what you're going to want to do is line it all up, and then you're going to want to attach it to the lever adjuster here. And don't worry about that clip that you took off beforehand. I'm sure it got ruined, but they give you a new clip on the new mechanism, and all you really got to do is just snap it right in there. You don't even need to move it or anything. You just push it right in there and it'll snap right in. Alright, let me get this done and hang on one sec. Alright, there's the lever adjuster. Sure, it's out of focus again. Sorry about that, my phone's just weird. And just snap it right in there. Now, remember those two springs? You want to make sure you keep those to the side. They go in these two holes right here. You also want to keep the key hole in the right position so that way you can get your key in there. So, and the lever goes on the inside towards the door, not the outside, otherwise you'll never get that cover back on. And there's also, it's also pretty dummy proof in the grooves here. Alright, so I got the locking mechanism back on, along with the door lever handle back on. All that's left is to just button it up. Remember, you got to replace that screw on the molding. Of course, it's out of focus. Again, sorry about that. Then you've got the quick nut over here. You got the one that goes here. And then the one that's up here. Now you're going to have to put a little bit of force on it. And also, another thing to keep in mind when you're putting the door handle back on is to keep it lined up with the felt here So that way you're not going underneath it. You just want to overlap it just a little bit. You know, there's a ridge there for it.